Yes, guys. Ryjack back here in my home studio. No longer at the beach. I am very sunburned, and that's unfortunate, but not going to stop me. Anyway, today I'm here to recap the Burnley game that was on yesterday. Man City with a nice 5-1. I don't want to say dominant win because there was large chunks where it really wasn't dominant Man City, but a scoreline does reflect a nice, comfy 5-1 win. So before we get into it, I do appreciate new people. Hit me with a sub, going for 500. Check out my social links in my channel description: Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. So let's take a look, guys. 5-1. Like I said early on, City were I would say pressing pretty hard against Burnley, and that was rewarded with an Estev own goal in the 12th minute right here. We do get a little bit lucky, Doku taking on Walker. It was pretty much a mismatch all game, as you can see by the 4.7 rating Kyle Walker had. He gets a little bit fortunate with a bounce, has a shot on goal. Foden is there to tap in, but it's actually Estev with his first own goal of the game with a whopping 1.8 rating. I know 2 own goals is not an ideal game for Estev. Anyway, that's how we scored the first one. Then they do get a 1-1 equalizer later on in the half. It was a weird period from this first goal until their goal. It really felt like we took our foot off the gas. We kind of pause mode, where we just relaxed and didn't really push on, and it was frustrating to see because you get a 2-0 lead against Burnley at home. The game's basically over. They're not going to score 2, most likely. So that was a bit frustrating and concerning. However, Burnley do score that equalizer. Maybe Diaz should do a little bit better, getting near the runner into the box. Anthony, I don't know. It was a deflected goal off Diaz. Donnarumma didn't really have a chance getting that, but maybe some closing down defending could have been a little bit better. Then we go into halftime, and right out the break, it's really all Burnley for the first couple of minutes. They almost score a couple of goals. They're half chances, really. They weren't. Neither goal was like, wow, they should have scored. And then Haaland comes up, makes a big play, has an assist to Nunez, heading the ball up into the air, and Nunez is able to volley it home. We make some subs instantly. Subs make a huge impact. Oscar Bob comes on, creates a goal as well. The second own goal for Estev. At that point, it is 3-1. The game is over. There's, 25 minutes left. Burnley really kind of capitulate near the end. Haaland gets 2 in the 90th and 93rd minute. The 93rd minute one was especially poor on Estev as well. He basically gave it away with a back header to no one that Haaland was able to really easily just side foot in and score the goal. So on the actual ratings, Haaland gets the man of the match. I don't know that I'd actually agree with that. He did get that assist to get us back in the league, but the 2 goals were just so late in the game that I think they inflate his score more than he probably deserved. I think Doku was really good once again, and it's nice to see the Doku form continue. The guy has been exceptional since the return of the international break. And you guys know me, I'm not a Doku guy, but he's turning me into a Doku guy. You can't take him out of the team at the moment. He's playing way too good. Now, this doesn't invalidate my takes in the past where he hasn't been good enough, because now that he is performing well, doesn't mean that he actually was performing well all last 2 years. That's not true. He is now performing extremely well, and he's making good decisions, and he's finding Haaland for goals. He wasn't doing any of that previously, so it's almost like a switch has flipped. Something is clicking for him, and he is looking as good as he's ever looked for City. So keep it up, and he's going to keep playing. And I'm not going to sit here and say I hope he doesn't continue performing well, because I didn't think he was good a few years ago. I am all aboard the Doku train. I would love this form to continue for him. Now, if you flip the side of the pitch and look at the other winger, Savinho, he was not very good in this game. You can tell he's one of the only outfield players with a orange rating, and I don't think he was very good. He was on the right. He took on a couple of a couple of times on Hartman going down this right-hand side, but he just didn't really connect with anything. Nothing led to a real chance. I don't think he brought a whole lot to the table, and he wasn't that good, unfortunately. Bob came on and was much better, in my opinion, for sure. Nunes at right back, solid, pretty good, scored the goal. Didn't have to do a whole lot defensively because, like I said, Burnley, for a large chunk of the game, didn't really do anything. But the other players, like Reinders was okay. I don't think he was amazing. Foden was good. Another good performance from Phil. Thought he did get the goal, but wasn't quite his goal. Nico G, solid in the absence of Rodri. He didn't play. Didn't even make the squad. Maybe he's available for this Champions League game coming up in a few days, but maybe not. And for the time being, Nico G probably plays in that 6 role, and hopefully he can continue playing well. I thought it was one of Nico G's better games. I didn't notice him losing the ball like you sometimes see, or taking too long to make a pass to get the ball from one side to the other. I think he was solid. Backline was solid, as they typically are. Gvardiol, Diaz. I did say Diaz maybe was a little bit at fault for that goal. It was deflected off of him as well, but he would have been hard done. He felt hard done by that goal. I think Nico O'Reilly continues to impress at left back. He's finding no way to get in that midfield for the time being, but left back is a solid option for him. And while Aït-Nouri is out, who knows when he'll be back? Maybe it's soon, but I mean, for the time being, this guy he's taken advantage of his opportunity, and he deserves to be one of the first names written down on the team sheet, in my opinion. I've been extremely impressed with Nico O'Reilly for sure. Subs that came on, I already talked about Oscar Bob. I thought he was good, created a goal. Nathan was fine. He didn't really have to do anything. And then Rico and Bernardo, not really much time to make much of an impact. And the game was over at this point, without a doubt. If you look at injuries, like I said, Rodri did not play. Kusanov, we would love to get him back because I think he's still our best option at right back. He is unavailable until, according to this, mid-October, and maybe that's after the international break that's coming up. Another one of those, really annoying, but it is what it is. Marmouche, still out maybe until the similar time after the international break. Aït-Nouri as well. And then Cherki, there's been rumors out there that he's back in training and he was going to maybe be available for this game. But I don't know. It feels like his injury is the worst of the injuries we have listed here. And I'm not sure. Kovacic could be returning as well. Maybe we see him make his season debut against Monaco in midweek. But not entirely sure on that one yet. If you do look at the table, it's looking better. I'll say that. City are up currently in 6th place. 6 games played, 10 points. Liverpool did lose this weekend. Crystal Palace are flying high. I'm assuming they're not going to keep this form all year, but man, they are playing extremely well. They're obviously the team to beat Liverpool. Glasner doing a great job for them. Spurs are up there. Sunderland have been incredible through their first 6 games. Bournemouth as well. And currently Arsenal are losing to Newcastle, so I don't know how that one will finish, but 30 minutes left in that one. A loss for Arsenal would be huge. It actually put us ahead on goal difference currently than Arsenal. So we're in 6th place. A nice run of fixtures, like I said the other day, coming up for City, and this is where they push on, win a bunch of games in a row as much as they can. And in preparation for the Liverpool game in early November, ideally we have closed the gap by then. Brentford, Everton, Villa, and Bournemouth are the next few Premier League games before we have Liverpool. So should we win all of those, and I know that's a lot, but should we go on that winning run, we'll be right there in the thick of it in the title race. So I do appreciate you guys watching the video, hanging out with me, recap. I'm going to have more videos up this week. Champions League is back. City play Monaco next on Wednesday, 3 o'clock for me, 8 o'clock for you guys over in England. So check the channel for all the streams and videos, and I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.